Kurdt Vanderhoof comments on the new Metal Church lineup. This is the Rock and Roll Weatherman. My name is Sean Morrison. He goes on to say it's really nice to be working with people that are on the same page. Basically, um, now there's a new lead singer, Brian Allen. Of course, you know Dave Ellefson from the band Megadeth. He's on bass, and of course Ken Mary on drums. Another new member of Metal Church. These are another bands such as Fifth Angel, Bonfire, Chastain, TKO, name a few, and of course they're gonna be coming out with that album Death to Rights on April 10th of 2026, and Mr. Morrison does have a video about that on the Sean Morrison Rocks YouTube channel. So because like I said, Kurt Vanderhoof says it's really nice to be working with people that are on the same page. And he talked on an interview with V and Jason Clark of the Creativity Talking podcast. He spoke about the band's new lineup, where like I mentioned, who he's joined with and everything. And he said what happened was after they did the 2023 Congregation of Annihilation album, they did touring for a while, did a run of Australia. Then they got back and just kind of fell apart. People didn't like what was going on, and he didn't like what was going on for different reasons. Then his drummer at the time, Stat Howland, he just decided to quit. And it was just like, you know what? He said he's done. It's no fun. He goes, a band at his level doesn't make enough money to have to put up with not having fun. He goes, we make enough to make it worth the while. We get to do it. So having fun and enjoying what you're doing is part of the pay. He goes on to say and says it was just like, you know what? This is stupid. He's not enjoying it now. He didn't need it. So he shut the band down. I don't blame Kurt one bit. And he just said, he told the guys he's shutting it down, and that was it. And he had no intention of putting it back together again. He said he was done. And then he said that about a year and a half later, he gets these MP3s through his record label, Rat Pack, of someone he didn't know at the time singing "Start the Fire" in the morning, and it was a David Wayne song and a Mike Howe song. Of course, those are two of the previous Metal Church singers. Mike Howe, of course, rest in peace. He's been gone from us over 4 years now almost. He didn't know who it was, so when he was like, "Who's this?" If he ever put the band back together, he would like to this guy would be a good singer. It turns out it was obviously Brian Allen, who through a mutual friend of Charlie Troy from Queensryche was a friend of telling Brian, go do a couple of demos and send it to the rec company. So he sent those, and he was blown away. He was like, yeah, oh cool. But as things would have it, Rap Hack was working with the Ellefson Soto project. Of course, that's the project with Jeff Scott Soto with Dave Ellefson that extended to Joe's Rat Pack as well. If Kurt decides to put Metal Church back together, he was interested, and he's like, well, Joe told me that, and I'm like, well, that wouldn't suck. That wouldn't suck. I mean, Dave and I have known each other forever, and then comes former Metal Church and current Sabotage drummer Jeff Flake came in and said, hey, well, if you put it back together, he'll come back. If you got a new lineup, he'll come back. And it was that easy. He didn't even have to go. He didn't even have to go crazy and put the lineup back together. And then unfortunately, Jeff Flake couldn't stay involved because of the Sabotage reunion. So that's how Ken Mary got involved. Friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so. Everyone else that's subscribed, we thank you very much for the continued love, honor, and support. It's greatly appreciated. I was going to say, elaborating on his initial reluctance to put Metal Church back together, Kurt Vanderhoof said when he decided to end it, it's like he didn't want to be one of these bands that's going out on tour on the child support tour, where the only reason you're out there is to pay the bills. Or you go out there and the only original member is like the bus driver. And it's like, I just don't want to be that guy. But if you bring someone from Megadeth, Ken Mary from Alice Cooper, fought some some legit people, he was real worried about the perception of it. Again, another single in the life change, but then Brian sounds like he's definitely made it sound like old Metal Church, and so there he was a little bit of it this far. Fans he's concerned, but he has a feeling that he found out who it was, and he heard it, and he would definitely be more expected. He goes, regarding his expectations of the new Metal Church lineup, they got some work to do. They got to get out and prove themselves and show they're a real band to go out and kick ass and do that, and that's fine because they are up for it. Once again, friends, if you're not subscribed to the Sean Morrison YouTube channel, please do so, and I appreciate everyone for that continued love, honor, and support. So Kurt Vanderhoof, once again, saying it's really nice to be working with people that are on the same page, and that's what he's talking about with the new metal church lineup. Your thoughts, friends? Shame, shame, shame.